How does a joyful birthday celebration turn into California's deadliest boating tragedy in years? That's the heartbreaking question people are asking after the shocking loss of 8 lives, including one of DoorDash's top executives, during what was supposed to be a peaceful day on Lake Tahoe. 37-year-old Josh Pickles, a rising star at DoorDash, had planned something special for his mother's 71st birthday. Surrounded by close family and friends, he boarded his 27-foot luxury powerboat with people he loved most, his parents Terry and Paula, his uncle Peter Bays, and 4 others. They weren't strangers to the lake. In fact, they had homes near the water. It was their happy place. But that same lake turned on them in the most brutal way imaginable. Just after 5 p.m. on June 21st, the weather shifted without warning. Strong winds picked up, waves grew violent, and what started as a calm afternoon quickly spiraled into chaos. Emergency calls started flooding in. Josh's boat had capsized in the storm. Only 2 people survived. 8 lives were lost, making this the worst boating disaster in California since 2019. The names of the victims speak to just how tight-knit this group was: Timothy O'Leary, James Guck, Teresa Gelari, Stephen Lindsay, and of course, Josh, his parents, and his uncle. They were more than headlines. They were sons, daughters, grandparents, friends. And for those left behind, the grief is unimaginable. Josh's wife, Jordan, wasn't on the boat. She had stayed behind with their 7-month-old baby. That decision, likely made in passing, changed the course of her life. Now, she's mourning her husband, his parents, and his uncle, all lost in a matter of minutes. "No words can express the pain and anguish," she said in a statement. What was supposed to be a joyful time became an unspeakable nightmare. And Josh? He wasn't just a tech executive. He was a leader known for his warmth, intelligence, and drive. At DoorDash, he served as the global head of strategic sourcing and procurement. He'd spent nearly 7 years there, building teams and relationships that went beyond business. DoorDash CFO Ravi Inaconda called him an inspiration to everyone, and said his spirit lifted those around him. His loss, Ravi said, is immeasurable. But perhaps the most gut-wrenching part of the story is the irony of it all. The family loved Lake Tahoe. It wasn't just a destination. It was a part of their lives. They owned homes nearby, spent countless hours on the water. This wasn't a reckless trip. It was home. And in a cruel twist of fate, that same lake became the scene of one of the most devastating days they'd ever face. As tributes pour in and investigations continue, one thing is painfully clear: this wasn't just a boating accident. It was a generational loss, a reminder of how fragile life can be and how quickly joy can turn into tragedy. The storm may have passed, but for those left behind, the waves will never stop crashing.